afternoon and welcome to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch with my beautiful co-star, Judy Loge. Good afternoon, Judy.
Well, here I am with the hat on as it's storming out there quite heavily.
It is. Once again, it's only, we had a storm on Friday as well, so we've got another little dash of it on top of, I mean, the snowbanks are enormous and they haven't gone anywhere, so they're going to have a little trouble getting away.
And there is school today.
And there is school today.
Be careful, people traveling. That's all.
Definitely. We want to welcome our viewers to our show. We've got a great show lined up for them today.
We do.
Yes, and we're going to start off like we usually do, which is our quote of the day. And Judy, you're up with that for us today.
Well, I picked a timely one, folks.
Okay.
If you want to know about a man, you can find out an awful lot by looking at who he married, by Kirk Douglas.
Oh.
What's your take on that one?
Okay. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I do. I really do.
But when I first read that, I thought, what exactly does he mean? And I thought, I do think he means that if you have a woman that is warm and feminine and fun and educated, basically, I think that weight and personality, I think it weighs a lot over looks. I really do.
Oh, my land, yes.
Yeah, but some men don't see it like that. A lot of men I know have married on the beauty point, okay? Like they're a rocket, they're just amazing looking, and they thought that would make their marriage work, but it takes way more than looks to make a marriage work.
I think it has a lot to do with the age in which you get married as well. When you're referring to that kind of thing as far as how you choose a wife or choose a partner for that matter, whether it's male or female.
Age group.
That can go either way.
Sure.
The age group does play a bigger factor in it, and what a man is looking for and what a woman is looking for at that age, right? So
good
it varies. It varies. That could be a whole show. That could be a big discussion.
But that was Kirk Douglas in honor of the fact that he did pass away February 5th at the ripe old age of 103.
Yeah.
He was a legendary actor going way back to the 50s. He was married first to Diana Dill, and they had 2 sons, and then that didn't last, but Michael Douglas, my heartthrob of all.
Yes.
I know he's a bad boy. I know he gets around, but I still am in love with him. I've always been in love with him.
Yeah.
That's my man. Handsome and just I find he's very appealing.
Yes.
As does Catherine Zeta-Jones. But on another note, so he had 2 other sons to his second wife, who he's been married to for 65 years.
Wow.
Ann Bidens. And
oh my goodness, I didn't realize.
Well, yes, and she is 100 now.
Oh, is she
100
really?
years old, and they interviewed her at one point about the fact that how can anyone stay married in Hollywood for that long? And she said basically by brushing aside all of the indiscretions and philandering that he has done and the infidelity, she accepted it.
Oh,
she said, I love him, I'm going to let him, and I know that's a part of her European bringing up.
Okay. Exactly.
But 65 years together
65
is a
years.
long time.
It is to stay together. Well, kudos, and sorry that he's gone.
Yes.
Great legend there for sure.
Big name.
Speaking of Kirk Douglas and movies and actors, last night was a big night for me and a lot of people out there, especially in Hollywood. So it was the Academy Awards, the 92nd.
Yes. Big
Academy Awards. Yes, the Oscars, Oscar night. Everybody knows I'm a movie buff. I love going to the movies.
Yes, you do.
And of course, I love to see all the hair and the makeup and the dresses, and that's a big deal for me as well.
I love it all. The red carpet for me, well, of course, the movie is what it's all about, and the winners, and acknowledging those who, made it to the top and took away the big prizes.
Yeah, well, I actually got to walk the stairs at Dolby Theater down in Hollywood when I went there a couple of years ago with my girlfriend. So I was outside standing on the steps.
They just didn't call you in.
I missed my invite. Yeah, I missed my invite for sure. But it was a big night. There was a few upsets.
Well,
as
Parasite
with the
won
winners.
Best Picture, which to me is amazing. The first foreign language
film. I didn't see that one, but the trailer alone was fantastic.
South Korea took home the big prize last night because that's the first time they've ever in history taken home a foreign language film, and apparently they were ecstatic.
Yes.
And apparently it's very good.
Yeah. Renee Zellweger, Best Actress for Judy. Judy. The movie Judy.
Yeah,
Judy Garland.
Thank you for doing that for me, Renee.
Just let me clarify that.
I appreciate
Judy Garland.
Yeah, Judy Garland.
She did really well, and for me, she was best dressed.
Oh my
I loved her gown.
Can I say I agree totally on that with you?
Well, do you really?
I think
I want to glance because it
No,
was
no.
an Armani.
Beautiful.
Yeah, Armani dress. Absolutely stunning.
And her figure, it did such
It was.
justice to her shape.
It did. It really
and people
did.
are going on about her facelift and her Botox. Who cares? It's what she chooses to do, and she looks amazing as far as I'm concerned. Whoever
Yes.
did it made her look good.
Yeah. Best actor, of course, was Joaquin
Deserving.
Phoenix.
Very
deserving.
deserving.
Amazing acceptance speech.
I know.
He took the opportunity to touch on equality. And then in all aspects, in all areas. And he also quoted his brother, River Phoenix, pardon me, excuse me, and wanted to say something. I myself want to repeat that. River Phoenix had said, run to the rescue with love, and peace will follow.
Very nice, beautiful. I
Yeah,
wish more
that was
people
something
would
that he
follow
said.
that.
It was a very strong speech, a very emotional speech, and you could tell he struggled a little bit, but it was so heartfelt, and I loved it. I loved it. He did
One
really
thing
well.
I will say about Joaquin Phoenix, he's very strong and he's very aggressive, and he did want to thank the people that have put up with his BS over the years.
Yeah,
because
and he
he's
did
been,
mention that he's not been perfect.
He's been
along
tough
this. Yeah.
on the industry
Yeah.
as in regard to his mentors, his peers, his directors, everybody. He said, I've been a really hard act to deal with, so I respect the fact that they're back to stick with me and kept pushing me forward regardless of my behaviors.
Yeah.
Basically, that's
Yeah,
what he said.
It was really
I like
touching.
him.
I enjoyed
He's
it.
different, but I like him.
Yeah. And then Laura Dern
Love
for
her.
A Marriage Story. She got Best Supporting Actress. And Brad Pitt got Best Supporting Actor for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, that did really well, as actually surprisingly to me, because I recently watched that movie and I struggled to stay
You
into
didn't like it at all.
No, I was like, I thought it was going to be better than that. I did stay up watching it simply because it touched on so many things that were actually reality that had happened in that time period.
Yeah.
And to see all the old cars and the music and the graphics and all of that
Well
part of
done.
it was very well done. But I was a little shocked that, not that Brad didn't do a good job, but I was a little surprised. And even Leonardo DiCaprio, he was up for Best Actor from that movie as well. So
I think
was
Brad
like,
has gotten himself back together a bit too. He looks
Yeah,
really
he
well,
does.
which is
He
testimony
does.
to the fact that I don't think in his marriage things were all that, and I do believe he admitted to having a struggle with alcohol, which
Yeah.
he's cleaned his act up. And once you clean your act up from addiction, no matter how high up there you are in the problem, it certainly shows.
Yeah.
It shows the stress has gone down in his life because he's really he was rough looking there for a while.
Yeah.
And now he looks healthy. He looks like
does.
he's been
Clear-eyed
good,
and-
really good. I'm
yeah.
proud of him. He's come
No.
a long way, and he's an amazing actor. You can't take it from him.
No,
good
no,
for
no,
him.
no. And with all the movies that had done, like The Two Popes, Marriage Story, Pain and Glory, which was Pain and Glory had. Just give me 1 second. he's one of my. This Spanish fellow. That's awful.
That was married to Melanie Griffith, Antonio Banderas.
Antonio for Pain and Glory, he was there.
He's good.
Yeah, he was good. He was nominated as well. Harriet was a movie that was
I
up
have
for
not
awards
seen
as
any
well.
of these movies.
No, Bombshell, which is on my bucket list to see.
She is a bombshell.
But you saw Rocket Man.
No.
Did you go see Rocket Man? No,
No.
maybe it was Veronique. So Elton John won for music with that one.
Good.
Yeah, so there's a lot of great
Great.
movies. 1917.
I love that
Little
movie.
Women.
Little Women, I love.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
That was another one. But I want to make note to Hair Love, which won Best Animated Short. And it had to do with black men, black fathers, doing the hair of their daughters.
Oh, cool.
Single dads.
Oh, why have
kind
I
of
missed
thing.
all this?
It was really, it's something that I hadn't had on my list to watch, but I'm going to definitely check it out. And it won an award as well.
I'm glad they did.
Fantastic
Did you see
job.
Natalie Portman's cape that she wore with the engraved names of the female directors who were not acknowledged as directors, who were
Exactly.
not in the running
I
at all?
did hear about it. I didn't see
Not
hers.
one female director won.
No.
And she had a problem with that. And I'm sure a
did.
lot of people did as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's just it. There's still room for improvement as far as women's equality and things like that along the way. Some of the other things I want to mention, Regina King, her
I like
Versace pale peach dress, gorgeous.
Didn't see it.
Gorgeous. Lauren Dern, she had that light pink with the black on the top. I
that.
knew you would love that dress. That
You
was
thought
right
of
up
me?
your alley.
I loved, my husband
definitely-
even said that.
I definitely
my
can
husband
see you in
goes,
that
why
one.
do you care about what they wear? I said, you just don't
Yeah.
get it, Jared. And then
No.
when Billy Porter came out, the guy, he goes, what's this all about? Because of the
Yes.
skirt. It was hilarious.
It
Even my
was.
dogs were
It
watching
was.
that and going,
He was out there. It was definitely a statement.
He is a
And
statement.
Janelle Monáe.
I love her.
I loved the hooded gown she wore. It must have been so heavy, silver and crusted.
I'm agreeing with you on all of
everything.
this. I loved Laura
those were
Dern's.
my best.
My
Those were
best
my
too.
favorite.
And I did love little Kelly Ripa's long black ball gown.
I did too. Yeah, she did. There
she
were so
can-
many to mention that
Yeah.
were actually quite
It was a
stunning. But I
good
had to,
thing. It was a
yeah.
good night.
It was fantastic. As far as hair and makeup goes, because I'm in that industry, I'll point out a lot of short haircuts, a lot of short do's, a lot of sleek back.
Yes.
Classic, simple, but elegant.
Antonio
Beautiful.
Banderas' new wife is absolutely
She's stunning. She is.
She's a bombshell. There's
I
a
didn't
bombshell.
catch her name. And
I
she
don't
was
know her
very
name,
quiet
but
and very
she-
sophisticated looking.
Gorgeous woman.
Yeah,
I compare her to
stunning.
Bo Derek.
And that's all my blurb on the Oscars.
Yep,
I had a
that's
great
good
night
though.
watching
Yeah, I'm
them.
glad you had
I
fun with
did.
it, Audrey.
I did. I really did. I was, of course, eyeballing, trying to figure out what I'm going to wear for our little updo that's coming up at the end of March. I was trying to get some ideas.
The Diva Diamond Night.
Yes, that'll
It's
be coming
fast
up here.
approaching, and for those who are interested in coming to the show, it is March 28th, so mark your calendar. Tickets
yeah.
will be available at Town Hill Jewelry on the Square, Newcastle, pretty soon. But you can actually go in and visit Lisa, and maybe if you put some money down, she'll hold you that table or seat.
Yeah, definitely. Something for her to
So,
look.
the coronavirus
Yes,
is still
still-
just a huge topic out
It
there.
is.
And
It really is.
I can see why it is.
Yeah.
It's just going crazy, this virus.
No.
And they're
And
trying
to our viewers, we are working on trying to get a guest in that can talk to us a little bit more in detail for us here in New Brunswick and
Straight
in Canada.
facts.
The straight facts about that. But yes, it's still in the forefront of the news. What
It
do you?
has killed about 910 people around the world.
Wow.
The number of confirmed cases in China alone is at least 40,000 plus. I mean, we're talking about millions of people in China. Millions, but
Right.
it's confirmed, 40,000
Okay.
plus. And again, with the global number, it is infected 40,710. Again, with the vast majority being on mainland China.
Now, do you have any information concerning the cruise ship that's
Yeah.
out there?
Well,
There's a cruise ship that's
66 people infected.
okay on the
Okay.
cruise ship.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and it's not in port, or is it docked and nobody's allowed off, or
They're going
I
to
don't
keep
have all the
them.
details
I don't
there.
know because
2 weeks, I thought they had to stay, not just on the ship, which some people think, ooh, 2-week vacation.
No.
No. You have to stay in your room if I'm not
February
mistaken.
17th, I believe, is when they're going to let go of everybody. But I was watching some of the people interviewed, and they're getting really. People handle situations in very
Different
different
ways.
ways. You have
Yeah.
your calm, you have your hysterical, and we have the calm that are saying, we're in our room. We're not going to, die because we're getting these poor meals. Apparently, the salmon's so dry you could cut it with an axe. But they're getting at least some food. And then there are the people that are very claustrophobic in windowless rooms who are getting very, very edgy. They're allowing some people to go out full garb with masks
Okay.
on to the little bit of a breathing space, like a
Okay.
lobby area.
Okay. Yes.
But they're really strict about it.
Okay.
And they're bringing their meals to them with garbs from head to toe and passing
I'm not
them
really
their
sure
food.
where this ship is even, where it is, where it's
I've
located
been there.
off
I've
the
been to
coast
Yokohama.
of... Okay.
It
is off the coast of China
yeah,
somewhere? Okay.
Japan.
Or Japan, pardon me.
Yeah, Japan. So they have
So our
brought.
thoughts and prayers are with everyone
yeah.
that has loved ones or would know anybody or just,
and
concerns.
the Canadians.
The
that
Canadians are
have
on the
been-
ship.
Yeah, and
There's a number of them.
They put them on bases too, as well, to keep them contained. They're the ones that have flown home, that have gotten out of Wuhan.
It's scary. It's scary.
China. They've brought them and dealt with them, and they're treating them and keeping them away from all the other people. But yeah, it's from apparently this animal, this mammal to human kind of thing. So it's heavy. It's
It is.
outdoing the
It's-
SARS numbers by a long shot.
It definitely is. So
But
take
I'm
care.
still going to travel. I will still travel.
No.
I'm going to
I'm
travel.
not. Yeah, I'm not going to let it keep. I'm just going to be smarter. I'm
Yep.
going to carry my Purell
Yeah.
sanitizer.
So you can see my top says "Love is Love."
Yes.
All right, it's an Ellen
Okay.
DeGeneres top. It's her.
Oh, it is?
It's her company. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I love Ellen. Basically, I wore it because Valentine's Day is coming up very, very soon.
It
and
is.
I just
It
know
is.
that Veronique, who got caught in a meeting today, couldn't be here, but
That's
she
right.
is very unhappy with the whole thought of Valentine's Day, and I can see why. If you're single, as a lot of my friends are, it's very lonely. And if you're a guy, you're up to this, like my friend.
It's stressful.
He said I despise
I think
Yeah,
for
yeah.
men it might be a stressful
Well,
thing.
this guy said I despise it simply because the pressure's on. Why should you make it different than any other day of the year? My husband always does try to do something, roses or
I
whatever.
really
or
don't
whatever.
think it's
I don't
that
want it.
difficult. I really don't. Just the smallest, kindest little
card.
gesture. can go a long, long way.
A
It
kiss
really
and a
doesn't have
hug
to
and
be-
then a chocolate.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It's
A big thing.
I
It
have to
doesn't-
write a book. It
doesn't have to be an
The
event.
ideas.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
But anyway,
Not at
happy
all.
Valentine's Day to all
Yes.
the people out there that do find it a romantic day and that do get together to go out to dinner or a movie or just
Yeah,
have
and
some
wanna take
quality
the time.
together.
No, exactly. That's
coming
just
up.
it. Love is love, and I've done things for my children.
Love
The
is
4
love.
kids that I have, little Valentine's Day, little coffee mugs with candies in them. Like it doesn't necessarily specifically relate just to your spouse or significant
No,
other.
it's-
Love is love.
And if a person's out there that you know finds that
Yeah.
depressing because they're alone, send them a little card or drop
Yeah.
in and say, thinking of you. And
Yes.
just a little act of kindness.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So,
just it. So
Audrey-
we have a great show lined up.
Are we out of
Yeah,
time?
we're almost out of time. We're going to run to break, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But we have a couple of gentlemen that we're going to be chatting with from, where are they from? Oh, they're from Miramichi. No, I'm just kidding.
Yay.
But we're going to talk about a random night of kindness.
Yes.
Oh, we do have a couple of minutes. Did you want to mention?
Well, we have the coldest night
Of-
of
yeah.
the year.
Okay, so the Youth House is putting this on. This
Miramichi
is a fundraiser.
Youth House,
Okay.
they are doing it to support Miramichi youth who are struggling in our area. It's a fundraiser to get money there to help them out with their very many daily needs.
Right.
And so it's a walk, and you can look up the Miramichi Youth House online for more details
Mm-hmm.
since we're running short on time. But they're going to do a walkathon.
On February
And you
the
can
22nd.
donate to February 22nd. You can volunteer, get your team in, or donate to the cause just by looking at Miramichi Youth House Facebook page. I encourage it.
Yeah, most definitely. So yes, we have a great show lined up. We even have Samantha Siddle who's going to be coming on in the last portion of our show. Who's going to be talking to us about Simply for Life. You're not
Yes.
going to want to miss that. But first up, we're going to have a couple of young gentlemen joining us to talk to us about a random night of kindness that's happening here in Miramichi. Don't go away. We'll be back more after the break.
I'm
And we're back with more Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch with my co-host Judy Loge, and joining us now are our first guests, Dan Rice and Joey Dignam. Good afternoon, fellas.
Good afternoon.
Oh, welcome on this stormy day. Glad you could make
Oh,
it.
glad we could make it too.
You
Thanks
did.
for having us.
You're here.
Yes, definitely. So you're here to talk to us about something very, very important. But first, we want our viewers to get to know a little bit about you. So, Dan, if you want to start off.
Sure. I'm Dan Rice, and I actually work at the Sport Check in town. So my
Okay.
wife and I moved here in 2011 to open the store, and we've had our 4 kids since then, since moving here. So
Oh,
Yeah.
Miramichi she brings out the best in everybody.
I think it's in the water.
Something in the water.
That's why we
Miramichi
didn't get any
River.
water.
From Ontario originally.
Yeah, I grew up in Ontario, and then I kind of just was scattered about the Maritimes, trying to find my place, and
You
I've been here
found it?
since
Do you love
2011. Yeah. Yeah, it has taken some time to grow on me, yes,
Right.
but yes, very much so. I really
Good.
do love
Welcome,
it
then.
here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Joey?
I'm from Miramichi, born and raised over on the Chatham side.
Yep.
Lived here all my life, moved away to go to university and came back. Married, I have 2 young kids,
Oh, wow.
4 and 7, 2
Yes.
daughters, yeah, and I'm a social worker at Mental Health.
That's wonderful.
I work
And
with
very
kids.
much needed in that profession you are.
Very much so, yes.
I
Yeah.
graduated with your father. Let's just say that I'm very young.
Those stories are for a different show.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's just it. So, who wants to start off with telling us a little bit about this night of the random night?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
share a bit more about it.
Okay.
So it's going to be a night full of incredible music,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a bunch of local musicians and artists and creative people who just come together, donate their talents, donate their time, and always with the intention of just raising a bunch of money for a local cause or a local family who needs it. And
No. Yeah. Well, what organization is heading this all up?
so that's kind of our movement. It's not really an
Okay,
organization.
okay.
It's just a group of passionate, creative people who love our community and love the people here and just wanted to be able to have a place
It's
to.
truly random.
It is. And that's it.
Give
That's
back.
it.
Truly
To
To
give
random.
back, though, to a necessary cause.
That's
this
it.
is the
Yeah.
second year, right? It's the 1 year anniversary coming up.
Yep, we're going into
Yeah.
our second year.
Yeah, we started about a year ago. Originated as a fundraiser for a good friend of ours who you know, Dave Gillum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our
Yes.
original random night started as a way just to celebrate, just have a night of celebration for Dave and get his mind off everything he was going through. But in turn, being able to raise some finances just to help
Yeah,
his family,
For
right?
sure.
And since then, it's evolved somewhat into now a regular occurrence for us. We loved the first night we did it, and we really just try and build off a spirit of random acts of kindness. You know, there are so many enormous charities that are trying to champion causes that sometimes we forget about these small things that we can do in our community that regular people like us can do, and the people that have joined us, and
Make a
just-
huge difference.
you can
Yeah.
make a big difference in someone's life.
You
Yeah.
can. And unfortunately, we lost Dave, and you rallied around him, supported him. The money went to help medical expenses and his
Yep.
family. And then he spurred on the idea for the next kind of a fundraiser, this upcoming one, didn't he?
Yeah, so since then we've done, this is actually our fourth show.
Oh, it is?
So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so we did our first night, and then the next day, the text thread between Joey, myself, and Candace Curtis, who was another one of the organizers,
Yes.
was very spastic, and we had a billion ideas on where we want this idea to go. But since then, we did a fundraiser for the Vogue. It was their grand reopening, as you know.
Right.
And the Vogue has been very generous for every night we've had to
They're
donate
wonderful.
the space
Yeah.
for us to have that. And so we did a grand reopening show for them, which was an 80s night. It was a lot of fun. And
Oh,
then,
yes, I did remember.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember seeing a lot of. I didn't make it to it, but I saw all the pictures from Facebook of the 80s
Lots of
outfits.
costumes.
Everyone dressed up.
Fantastic.
There was lots of costumes. It was
Yeah.
all 80s music. And then,
Fun.
and then just most recently in November, we did a fundraiser for Marley McKay and her family,
Right.
Nice.
which has been our
Yes.
most successful yet. And that was a huge, so much fun night. And we've been really excited to be able to do this next event. And so this next event is for the mighty Chester. And if you don't know Chester
Aw,
Walker,
I've-
you can follow his story on Facebook and on Instagram. And Chester's a little 2-year-old boy who also has 3 sisters and his father Darren and mother Cheryl. And he was born with spastic quadriplegia, cerebral palsy, mouthful.
Okay.
And
Yes.
needless to say, caused generally by damage to the brain either during or at birth. And so he's limited in the use of his 4 limbs, which leads to a host of other issues. Obviously, mobility, number 1, but other things in terms of eating. So
Speaking and everything.
Yeah.
How old is he?
he's 2 years old.
So he's just a beautiful little boy.
He really is,
Like to look at
yeah.
him, you just want to hold him and squeeze him in. This is amazing help for the family who probably has to travel to IWK and
There's
various places.
IWK. They have to go to Fredericton to mobility clinic. Most recently, I think last year they had to make a trip to Thornhill, a pretty lengthy trip to do some medic training, which is just again, it's just to help him with his movement, mobility, speech, everything.
Everything.
So there's a lot that goes into, I mean, just having one child like this, and so we thought it was a great opportunity to help. Now, the flip side of that, it's a really nice turnaround to our first event because how I met Darren and Chester and their family was through Dave Gillum.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so Dave and I had spent some time when he was in the hospital, and this is how I met Darren, who's Chester's father.
Oh.
Okay.
And
One thing led to another.
yeah, so actually it was the first time I'd met Darren and Chester. They left, and Dave looked at me and said, the next random night should be for these guys. And so
He'll be so happy looking down on
he
us
would-
saying
he
that
would
you're
be,
doing it,
yeah,
you're pulling it off.
100%. And he would be there if he was here still. you know.
Joey, this Vogue, as you have mentioned, has been totally revamped, and Victor Summers and his wife have been incredibly generous. You might want to talk about the generosity of those people participating and the ones behind the scenes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just the spirit of Miramichi, really. Everybody who participates in these events just gives their time and their talent so that every penny that's raised can go to the cause or to the people who we're doing the event for. So
Every
we have-
act is donated.
every
Everything
act,
they do is
everything
for free.
is just all just because we want to see people.
Love is love.
Love is love. Yeah, that's exactly
Aw.
it. Yeah, everyone from Victor and Jody who give us the space for free. Brian Siddle does our sound for free.
Excellent.
Ash Dominato does all our visuals for free. All the musicians, everyone that's on stage, just like gives their time and their talent. And it takes a lot of work to put together a 2 to 3 hour show.
Can I give a shout out to Amanda Downey?
Yes,
Of course
you
you
can.
She's also, and Candace Curtis is mainly, like a lot of key organizers. Those
Yep.
would be two ladies. Amanda has been on her show. She's so gifted and
is.
kind, and
It is.
kudos to her
Yeah.
and all of those that you mentioned.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's exciting for us, especially in the band, is we sometimes look around and we're blown away that this exists in our region. That the quality of talent and the generosity, it's mind blowing.
Yeah,
Really.
you don't have to dig far to find some talent to ask someone
sure
to be
don't.
on stage here in Miramichi.
Aren't we
That's
blessed?
for sure.
We are.
And
Yeah.
you're a singer, because I know that, because I
Yes.
probably babysat you, and you
You
probably
might-
sang
I-
in your
you may
diapers.
have,
I think
yes.
you sang in your diapers, Joe.
I probably
You're
did.
going
Yeah.
to tell me you sang him to
I
sleep.
won't say what he was singing in his diapers, but no, but you are very talented, and I can attest to that. Are you a musician as well, or?
Yeah, not exactly. Joey can shake his head yes. I will do whatever needs to be done. And when you come to our show, you'll see that.
Oh, I can't wait now.
Yeah.
Dan is our MVP. He's the guy, so at our last practice, he did everything from singing a song to shaking a tambourine to playing trombone and trumpet.
Very,
Oh,
you
wow.
just throw
Yeah.
yourself in there and
I'll
make it
do
a
whatever.
Very
fun.
universal.
Sure.
He
Yes,
is.
that's
He's
my-
the MVP.
Thanks.
Give us a little idea of what type of entertainment we're going to see without giving it away, that we're going to intrigue people. It's only, what,
Is
tell
it
us
all
first.
music?
The tickets
The
are
tickets.
only $20.
They're $20, that's right, and you can get them at Creative Grounds Cafe, at Calico, and at River City Fitness.
Okay.
And get your tickets soon because we always sell out. So
The date is February
February
29th at the Vogue Theater, which is on
Kennard.
Kennard
and
Street,
Wellington.
and not hard to miss.
Because it only holds, how many does it hold?
320.
320.
320.
And
320.
now those bums will be in the seat. Those
They
people.
will.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll be there, but typically not in the seats. What you can expect.
Okay.
Where
what
can
you
I be?
Yeah,
We're not
well,
gonna
what
be
you can
sitting.
expect
Standing
from
room
the
only.
evening, yeah, well, generally by the end of the night, most people are down in front of the stage dancing, and we really encourage that.
Just
We
like a real
want the
concert.
field to be like a nightclub, really, right? We want people to be, because it is intended for a mature audience.
Okay.
Right.
And, it's not an unwholesome
Children's
show,
event,
but
no.
yeah, it's not. So it's a night for an adult. They can go out, either on a date, maybe it's a late Valentine's date,
Yeah.
or you go with your friends and you can dance. You don't have to. You can sit and you can watch. There is audience participation as
There
well.
is.
We want the audience to be really engaged,
Okay,
not
I'll
just
hold
with
the
the incredible
curtains.
music,
I'll
but
hold the curtain back then.
well, if you're there, you'll be up on stage.
So is it a full night of one act after another, or is there going to be a little intermission, or
There's a
what's the
little
plan?
intermission, but really, all the musicians, just kind of depending on how the set list plays out, we're all involved in different songs, and we all sing
Okay.
backup for each other and
Oh,
different
wow.
band compositions.
beautiful.
And we do everything from like heavy rock music to this show. We have a horn section, so we're doing like more big band kind of stuff, and then we have
Right.
like classics and. Doesn't matter what kind of music you like, you're going to hear something that's for you
I
that
can't
night.
wait. I really want to go. I was on travel the last time and missed it. And when I said it's your first anniversary, I wasn't including the other shows you've done along the way, the 80s night.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Random Act.
That's
Yeah,
right.
This
yeah.
is your
Yep.
second show for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you ever think it would take off, like the first one, to be this successful the second time around? Or
We hoped so, especially all the musicians, because it became such a family for us, and it felt so right. It felt pure, and so as soon as the show was done, I mean, the text between all of us were like, how can we keep this going? How can we? And it didn't take long that people were reaching out to us because they could feel something special there that they wanted to be a part of, and they wanted.
especially Chester. It's all about Chester this time.
That's right.
Do you want to
Yeah.
go? Would you like to come?
Oh, I would love
Are you
to go.
around? 'Cause-
I'll have to check my schedule, but yeah.
But
I
if we can
would
get Vero there, the
definitely.
girls can have a chat, and we can
Yeah.
maybe do a little clip or something.
We'd love to have
and
you there.
Fantastic.
It would
Yeah.
be so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Now, what time of the night are we talking?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. is when
8
the show
p.m.
starts.
Yeah, and it goes between around 2 hours.
That's
so
about
it's your
right.
typical concert. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's,
Exactly. It
yeah.
sounds like
Who
a
does
great
the
night.
lineup? How do you sit down and say,
That's
like,
gonna
to,
be a
to
lot of
make it
work.
like,
Yeah.
you know, a variety show?
That, I don't know.
Like a little bit of fast, a little bit of slow, a little bit of this, a little bit of that?
Mostly fast. Mostly
Oh
fast.
my God! If
Yeah,
you new
a lot
sneakers
of-
at Sport Check, you're the
That's
manager
right.
there, right?
Yeah, I got some dancing sneakers.
Well, that's part of the process for us. Is we do a real vetting system for songs, and we're listening to it, and we listen critically, and we're like, will people dance to that? No, they probably won't. So we
Good.
don't do it. Yeah, it's an
Analyze it all.
upbeat, fun night.
Dave Pike, our drummer, is kind of our musical director, so in terms of arrangements, and he's involved in that process as well. And, you know, some things that people might not understand is, you know, we come out and we might play, you know, whatever, 13 to 20 songs. We've rehearsed close to 30.
Yeah.
And so the musicians aren't just putting in the time for what you
No,
see.
they're
There's
not.
so
No.
much time involved. And,
No.
and
Leading
that's what
up.
makes it really so special, is that,
Yeah.
you know, these are
All
people's
the
personal
practicing
lives.
that
and
goes
it's-
into lining this up in the first place,
We've already
right?
been rehearsing for a month now.
Good
Okay.
And
for
those
you.
musicians just show up willingly and prepared every Thursday night.
What
and
volunteerism that is.
It's amazing.
How does the family feel about this? You've talked to the parents of Chester, and what was the response when you proposed this idea to them?
It's this. So the response initially is always the same. There, you know, and what always makes it feel right is that initial response is that someone else is more deserving than us. And so
Oh.
oftentimes for these people, you have to talk them into it. We had to talk Dave and Lori into it for the original one, and Darren and Cheryl at first were like, "There's so many more causes," and that's when you know it's right, because these are people that are so deserving.
And humble.
And really humble. But now they're really excited about it. It's a night to celebrate and just, you know, enjoy and have fun. And one thing that's always stuck with me from the original is that Dave just continued to talk about it all
was
through,
something
right up
else.
until a couple days, you know,
So
before he passed.
special.
And so, you know, if you can give someone a night away just to forget everything and have fun,
That's right.
but then you're also coming out on top with
The
you know,
money.
whatever we raise for them.
And you raise a lot because people have $20 a ticket and 300 and what? How many people in the seats?
320 seats.
320.
Plus, we have giveaways. There'll be draws. Amanda Downey, who you mentioned, creates some incredible draw prizes that you can come away with.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and we'll do all sorts of other things as well to try and raise as much as we can to help them out.
Now, do you have any surprises for us as far as maybe a guest that we don't know might be there or anything? I might be throwing other ideas that might
Yeah.
be for the next show, but
Nothing that we're going to give away right now.
Yeah, we won't tell
we
you right now.
want information.
Intrigue
Yeah,
is
that's
good.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's just it.
There's always
You're
people who
definitely not
want to
gonna
be
wanna miss
involved.
it.
So,
You're not
yeah.
gonna wanna miss it.
No, you won't want to
For
miss it.
But you are heavily involved in the participation part, Joey, not just the planning. You
That's
are
right.
musically
Yeah,
involved for
yeah,
a large
I'm
degree.
there singing and
Good.
yeah, sometimes
We-
I'll play
yeah.
piano.
We have actually five main singers. So
Okay.
Joey, Candace Curtis,
Okay.
Catherine Klumpenhauer,
Oh, lovely.
yeah, and Kathy
Lovely.
Parks.
Oh.
Jesse the artist plays with us, so she'll
Okay.
be at the show
Yes.
as well. She's done 3 of our 4
She's an
shows.
amazing artist.
We've had Wade Hallahan in the past, who's played with us
Yeah?
at our 80s night, and then
Good.
we've got our artists, our musical artists as well.
Guitarists,
Yeah.
drummers.
So is
All
this
that.
Guitar,
just
bass, drum,
Yeah.
sax.
Oh, I love sax.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a
Christopher
draw for me.
Gindon, yeah, he
Oh,
plays
is he
the
going
sax.
to be there?
He's
He's
there.
our
He
saxophonist.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Him
That's
alone would be a
fantastic.
reason to go to the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So this is for 19 and up. You must be 19 and up.
You don't
or
have
can
to be
bring-
19,
No, okay.
but you have to
No.
understand that it's a mature audience, and it's late
True.
at night,
There's some
right?
alcohol involved. You can have a
Alcohol
drink.
is served.
Sure.
Okay.
The
sure.
Vogue has a liquor license, and so they'll be serving beer.
No,
and
my
wine.
my youngest child, who's about to turn 16, would love to go to something musical like this. She literally sings all day,
She'd be
every
able to
day.
go. It wouldn't be a
I'm like,
problem.
I would
Yeah.
love to take
Bring
her
her.
and get a feel for that.
Bring her.
She was actually trained by Candace at one of her musical boot camps one time a couple of years ago,
great.
so she's been
Well,
dying
Candace will be there.
to go to something like that. But I'm like, I can't bring you to clubs. I can't.
As long as she's not at the bar and she's having
no,
fun with the
that's it.
audience, why not?
That's it. That's it. She'll
And
be
then-
fine. Yeah, no,
Okay.
16's fine. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
And that's what's so great about these nights is they truly are random. If you want to come in and
Okay.
sit down and take in a rock show, you can do that. If you want to come out with your friends and have a night out full of dancing, that can happen there too. And really, from up on the stage, we have a really cool vantage point where we can see there are people who are really watching the show, and then right in front of us, we have people that are
Right,
up dancing,
yeah.
and people in the back that
Real
are.
concert.
It's a real concert, yeah.
No, I'm looking forward
Well,
to it.
let's-
Sounds
we're gonna
very,
go.
very exciting.
I'm
And
gonna
I even,
go.
you know, despite all this promotion we're giving, you'll be surprised. You will
right.
be blown away by the music.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Because it's something
Yeah.
for me that's different. You know, I go to different concerts around, like you said, out of town because you have to get to these big stars and go.
Yep.
But when you can find it right in your own hometown, couldn't
No.
be any better than that.
Agreed.
No, exactly. You never know when the next famous person will come out of little Miramichi. You know what I mean?
Again, tickets though, people will be
Yes.
interested now. So Calico Cafe is in behind the Douglastown, the mall.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
And then also
Creative Grounds Cafe.
Grounds
Right,
on
right.
Wellington
Vogue.
Street in Chatham, across from Vogue Theatre.
Yep.
Beautiful little cafe.
It is
Yep.
great coffee.
And the River City,
City
Fitness,
Fitness.
which draws
Yeah.
a huge crowd because
Definitely.
they're wonderful people.
And if people can't get to those spaces, they can look at us at a random night on Facebook.
That was my next.
Yeah, if they
Facebook?
message us,
Perfect.
we have no problem getting them a ticket. We can get them one.
I've got
Okay.
mine.
Yeah.
got yours.
Definitely. Don't forget to get your ticket. We'll be back with more after the break. Don't go away. Welcome back to Have a Chat. I'm Audrey Lynch with my co-host, Judy Loge, and joining us now is our next guest, Samantha Siddle. Hello, Samantha.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, first-time guest.
I am, yes. Thank you very much for having me today.
Yeah,
Lots
we're
to
very
talk about.
excited to have her with us today. Tell us a little bit about who you are, Samantha.
So my name's Samantha, obviously.
Yes.
So I'm from Miramichi, born and raised. My husband and I, we moved away for 4 years to Alberta, and then we came back almost 3 years ago now.
Oh,
I graduated with her mother. I graduated with Joey's mother and your mother, so bring on the young ones today, right?
yes, definitely. So what brings you here today to talk to us on Have a Chat?
So I am the owner of Simply for Life here in Miramichi.
Okay.
So we are a Canadian-based franchise.
Yes.
Our head office, it actually originated on the East Coast. Our head office is in St. John. I started with the franchise in Peace River, Alberta when we were there.
Peace River.
Yeah, so we were
Okay.
up there. My husband was working,
Yeah.
so we lived there for 4 years, and I owned a location there.
Oh,
We had the opportunity to move home. We always knew we wanted to come back.
good.
Right.
And I had the opportunity to take over the territory in Miramichi.
It's amazing, and your husband's so well known for all of his sound, and
Yeah.
Brian
Yeah.
Siddle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big name in the Miramichi too.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
tell us what is Simply for Life, in case there's anybody out there who doesn't know exactly what that is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of misconception about what we do and how
Okay.
we do it.
Okay.
So we do customized nutritional plans based on any conditions, medications, and so on. So I work
So
with
it's a
people.
healthy.
Absolutely, it's all about a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
There's no magic pills, or you don't have to eat our food or supplements. It's just real food that the whole family can eat.
So pick
Right.
me as a client. You say, Judy, I am a Simply for Life owner and I have my own business. And I'll say, well, tell me more about it so I can get involved. How am I getting involved? What are you going to do for me?
Yeah, so I let people come in. Yeah, they either want weight loss, some have want weight gain, some want to build their muscle. Just depends what you want. I work with a lot of diabetics to help control sugars, a lot of digestive issues too. I have a lot of clients with digestive issues that we deal with, and people that just want to be healthy. Nutrition's confusing. There's so
No.
much.
What about
this
eating
and that.
disorders? Do you deal with clients that have been diagnosed with something along that line? Whether it's, like you had said, to lose weight or to even gain weight, because
Bulimia
there's a
or
lot
anorexia,
of
that type
there's
of
a
thing.
lot of that out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something I specialize in myself.
Okay.
But I have had some clients who have overcome it, and it was just changing. I think a lot of the times it's changing our perception of food. because it becomes negative.
huge.
There's
Oh my
so
gosh,
much
it's like, oh my
negativity
gosh,
around
if you
food.
eat a chocolate bar, you have to go do sit-ups or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
you're allowed some chocolate.
No.
You just don't
Exactly, live.
overeat it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I need a consult with you.
Yeah, so we do, your first consultation is free. So you can come in and
Nice,
talk. So
very nice.
Talk more about what the program is, how we do it, and how, if it's what the person's looking for.
Right.
It is a program that, you need to be ready for. There's no quick fix. So
For
you got to put some time
change.
into it. Yeah. And then
So-
accountability, I think, of coming in and checking in once a week.
Oh, that's a really good thing.
Keeps people on
Follow-up.
track.
Right, Audrey?
Yes. No, exactly. That's just it. Well, when I even just to do what I was doing, even though I did it on my own in a sense of changing the way I was eating and went with a specific plan. But when I decided I was going to train and take it to the
Yeah.
next level, I hired a trainer. I got on an actual program and there was accountability and check-in and things like that.
Meal planning.
Meal planning that it just made me wrap my mind around things in a whole other way that I hadn't looked at it that way
Yeah.
before. And the mindless or the blind calories that you're eating or consuming and knowing them at a macro level, which was something I never really took
Yeah.
into consideration before. So just to have a slice of bread, even whether it's whole wheat or not, what exactly was in that and the calorie count and things like that
Turns
was
into
like
sugar, right?
shocking.
Yeah.
So I do. I look at a piece of bread as glucose now. I do look
Yeah,
at, you know what I
right.
mean? What is
Yeah.
my body going to turn it into
Sure.
to use it efficiently?
Yeah,
So for
absolutely.
me, I'm scientific that way. And so for me, it was a light bulb and it was click. And I'm like, oh, okay. But not everybody's like that. And all those details can be very overwhelming.
Absolutely.
But the name of your company is Simply for Life.
Yes, so our
To make it simple.
Absolutely. Our co-founder, Bruce Sweeney, he, in 2001, he started this, and he was on a mission to get his own health on check at one point. And he travels the world, still does. He's been to 42 countries to research and study. The Mediterranean diet is a huge influence of what we do.
Okay.
He's done a lot of intense research in Greece. He's over there quite a bit. And he just, all his research and studies pointed to, we need to get back to eating the way that our great, great, great,
Okay.
ancestors
Give us
used to.
examples,
Let's
Samantha.
have like real
Exactly.
food, right?
So the Mediterranean
No.
diet consists of what, basically?
Yeah, so the Mediterranean diet, I mean, they eat, nuts. They eat a lot of whole food.
I eat
And
those all
basic,
the time.
right?
So that's
Whole
why I'm a
food.
nut, because I eat all the time.
But it's just, I think they're based on a whole food.
Yeah.
And that's
Raw
a whole
carrots and
that's the whole concept
the definition
of our
whole food has changed too. Like I
Absolutely.
do feel for those who are out there who are wanting to change things,
Yeah.
but there's so much
There is.
information out there
Yeah.
to eat this way or eat this or don't eat this. It
Yeah.
is so confusing. So to have a free consult to sit down with you
Yeah.
would help open up all those doors and just
Definitely.
simplify things.
Yeah, I mean, we want to keep it simple for people, and we also want, that you can still live life and enjoy life.
yeah.
Like, stop dieting and just eat real food and, find that balance.
Yeah,
I think
but
a lot of people-
again, so Audrey made the complete turnaround from eating what she thought was okay and pasta and bread and all of that, then
Yeah.
realized, oh, this is why things aren't the way I
Yeah.
want
For
them
me.
to be.
That was
you.
for me.
But a lot of my friends too are saying they're grazing and picking up calories, so they don't realize when their 3-year-old
Yeah.
is done with his little bit of pasta
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they're going to finish up because they don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
another 300 calories.
yeah.
So you coach people on things like that, like try to
Yeah.
avoid the picking because the picking and the grazing adds up to a meal sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times when we're grazing a lot and picking is we're not getting the proper nutrition throughout the day. So a lot of people say, oh, I can't stop eating at night. I'm such a nighttime
I'm a
muncher.
snacker.
And usually it's because you didn't get enough during the day or it wasn't balanced enough for you.
It must be me
No.
then, because I love my snacks. Not unhealthy all the time.
No.
But I'm a
No.
night snacker.
Yeah.
Not past 9
Habit
because I don't
too.
want to go to bed
No.
and feel indigested.
Yeah.
But no, I think I have to eat more. Like I eat a good breakfast
Yeah.
and then a real light lunch and then
Yeah.
supper's good, but then I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
I eat a lot, actually. I think my metabolism's crazy. No, I do.
Yeah.
Meal prepping, I found, made a big difference. And that's
Absolutely.
probably
Oh,
something that I don't remember hearing of years ago, but
Yeah.
more so now.
Mm.
I mean, you're in the kitchen and you're cooking these meals anyway. Make enough
Yeah.
and then separate it and have, it's just easier to go to, and then you don't
Absolutely.
make those poor choices.
You're
Exactly.
doing that, right?
Right?
You're doing
Yeah,
my
I
meal
still
plans.
do
Ready.
that. Even though I'm not in training for a competition,
Mm-hmm.
I still find myself doing that on some level, like
Yes.
5 out of 7 days.
Oh,
Because
good.
sometimes you're like, oh, meal prepping, it's so much
Oh,
work.
I
It's like
know.
laundry and dishes and all those other things too.
Yeah.
But my busy work schedule and the kids and things like that, it just makes it easier for me not to
Yeah.
Right.
to do that for
Absolutely.
sure.
It takes stress away, I think, for people. If they have it ready, then you get there, grab, go.
But I'm still a little bit, I think people are still a little bit confused when you say just eat and be healthy, eat what you want. You can't eat.
No,
like
no.
you're going to have to coach people.
We
that
educate,
They can't
yes.
educate. Because
Absolutely.
You can't
Yeah.
have 3 bags of chips in a day
No.
and think you're going to make a gain of healthy
Yes.
lifestyle.
No, it's we like 80-20. We say 8% of the time you're on track, eat well, 20% you're going to indulge.
Good.
That's life.
80-20. Well,
Yeah.
that's
80-20.
the point I'm trying to get at.
So
that
our
there's a balance.
clients say that they're very, they're satisfied. They're still, they want to go out for supper. They can still go out for supper.
Yes.
They're still, see,
Yeah.
they're still seeing the results.
Not pressured.
Exactly. I'm like, no, you shouldn't be. I mean, unless you're doing a competition, then you got to
Right.
get strict, of course. But that's
Yes.
very different. For the average person,
They're not going to be
like,
happy if they have to be
No.
refraining from all of their loves, like chocolate chip cookies.
Exactly,
They can't
yeah.
have that.
Yeah.
Yes, you can, you're saying, but just occasionally.
it's like,
or-
moderation and making sure everything is balanced out. And if there's conditions we're dealing with, of course, our number one priority is to help people reach their optimal health.
Yeah, it's health.
Exactly.
It's not the
We want
weight.
people to live
It's not
longer.
that number. It's
I know.
how
your
healthy
heart.
are you?
Yeah.
Your heart. What it
Yeah.
affects was what you eat too.
Absolutely. Our co-founder, Bruce, he specializes in cardiovascular disease. So he's very passionate about cardiovascular.
Okay.
So we have a lot of, our whole program's anti-inflammatory program.
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
So we know inflammation is the base of everything.
What are some foods that are that would cause a person to have their body more, inflamed?
Inflamed, well,
Pain, inflammation.
yeah, good old sugar.
Sugar
Yeah.
will do that
It's
every time.
basic,
Is
yeah.
tomato,
It
feeds
is it
inflammation.
tomato
It
an
feeds it.
anti or
It-
a pro?
It can. I do the elimination diet a lot with clients, which is we take out certain foods that
Yeah.
are known to cause issues, especially if they have different conditions or we can't figure out what's going on.
Good.
So we do the elimination diet. It's a 6-week program that we do with them.
It's
So
wonderful.
we eliminate for 4, and then we start adding in a technique one by one to see if the body reacts.
Right.
So some people, they feel so much better when they eliminate certain foods.
That's beautiful.
But if you're always intaking it, you don't know
No,
if
you
it's
don't
bothering
know.
you, right, or it's attacking your system.
No. And that's what I ended up finding out as well with taking away those breads and the rice and the pasta and things that when I reintroduce them, though I still eat carbs, I eat them in a different way. It's a
Yeah.
different venue in which I consume them because it turns out, sure enough, I had a piece of bread and then I'm in pain or I'm uncomfortable or I'm like, okay, that was not worth it.
Absolutely.
Right? So
trigger.
you learn,
Yeah.
that those are triggers for me.
I think it's one thing that there's not, one food that's fantastic for everybody. Because everybody's so different. We're all different.
That's
And
just
that's why
it.
we customize everything
And
because
salt. When you look at
Yeah.
those cans on the shelf, like say you wanted to grab
Yeah.
a can of soup, oh my gosh, the sodium.
Yeah.
700,
Yeah.
700
That's
grams of sodium in a can.
Yeah.
You can imagine afterwards
Absolutely.
if you ate that every day, what you feel like.
oh,
Terrible.
it's just and it's like I said, the marketing's amazing. How they market
Well,
products
it's a
and stuff.
preservative, right?
Exactly.
And it
So you have to
prolongs
look at
shelf
stuff.
life, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's what you were saying is eating whole foods. And there's some people who don't even understand what the definition of whole food
Yeah.
means. Like,
Yeah.
which means you grew it, and
Yeah,
it still looks
exactly.
exactly like it did when you picked it.
Yeah.
That's a whole food.
Yeah.
It hasn't been changed or altered in any way, shape, or form. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you can read the ingredients, I always say that's a good step.
Yes, if you recognize
can read the
yeah,
ingredients,
you
yeah.
can read it. What would be one of the biggest misconceptions that you think people have out there right now?
I think the biggest thing we're seeing right now is we know sugar, of course, we need to really cut back on that sugar. It's in everything.
Yeah.
But people are carbs have got such a negative name around them, right? They're just so
Right.
negative. But it's really the type of carbs you're eating.
Correct.
Right? It's not just carbs. Like it's
No.
the type that we're putting into our body.
Well, donuts and muffins and all that. Like
Exactly,
you think
yeah.
those aren't the big fluffy things the ones that
Yeah.
if they're big and fluffy, don't go near them.
Well, and they're usually going to spike your glucose level quickly, right? Which can increase your appetite because your levels are up and down, up and down. So you
Yeah.
consume more. Your body wants more all the time. So I think it's once we educate on those little things, it really kind of opens up people's,
But it's
they start to be
never-
they pay more attention, I should say, what they're eating, right?
Never
More
too late
aware.
to change how you live.
Absolutely
though.
no,
You would
no.
ideally like to work with children, I'm assuming, to get them on the right leg
Yeah.
at a young age to say,
Yeah.
look, once you start eating this, you're going to feel good overall, like for
Yeah.
the future.
I know they're exposed to that stuff.
But if
think, in that
I
age,
was a
too.
person
Yeah.
that didn't like my body, and I felt that I was maybe 50 pounds overweight, you could get me, and as long as I'm willing and wanting to work
Exactly,
with you,
yeah.
on track.
And I would say that food is rarely the issue. There's always deeper issues
That's right.
that we deal with, right? This
Like
food is
emotional
just
eating.
a band-aid for most of the time.
No,
Emotional
exactly.
eating and stuff. We're actually doing a free workshop with Laura Sargent.
Oh,
nice.
Yes, so she
Great.
sees people. She has an office in my location.
Oh.
So we're going to be doing a free workshop on March 10th around emotional eating.
Tell us where, for the viewers, that location is.
Yeah, so I'm located at 385 Pleasant Street here in Newcastle.
Newcastle.
So it used to be where the Legion used to be.
Okay, 385 Pleasant Street.
yeah.
Is there a sign that says Simply for Life?
Yeah,
or-
and if you come up, it's easier to access from London Street if you're going down the hill to Ritchie's
Yes,
Wharf.
yes.
So we have a sign right there. So we also have a natural food market. So we have local, like we have the Siddle beef, we have local meat.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we have a full market. So we have different like health products.
Nice.
I brought you actually some to leave for you. I brought some treats for you guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And then we work closely with Carrefour Beausoleil as well. So
Yes.
Chef Pat
Right.
does
Okay.
meals to go for us.
he does a great job too.
Yeah, he does. He sources locally. So he makes everything from scratch, flash freezes it, and then it comes down to our location to sell.
So Laura, what part does she play again? You said she's going to be doing a workshop in conjunction with your own.
We're teaming up together because of what she specializes in, addiction and stuff.
You think,
Right.
right?
It's a huge part
Yeah,
of
that could be part of it.
exactly emotional eating and stuff, right? So let's get into the root cause.
Totally. I see
What
that
about
so much.
Yeah, what about now you had mentioned that she wants to touch on children and help children. What about the parents? Because I had 4 kids, and I'd have to say that was one of my biggest issues was putting lunches together for my kids that were healthy, that weren't full of the preservatives, but those were the things that were being marketed to me as the parent
Yeah.
to put in their lunch. That was quick, it was easy, it lasted, and you know what I mean,
And
kind
the
of thing.
kids don't bring it
Absolutely.
home again with them all. Like
No.
you send them to school with the lunchbox, it all comes back.
Yeah.
No. So to educate the moms and dads out there
Yeah.
on how to teach their children to be, and that themselves will
Absolutely.
trickle to themselves. That's something
Yeah.
you guys can do as well.
Absolutely. Everybody always says that our clients say that the whole family starts to eat better.
For sure.
Because we set the example as the parents, and then eventually the kids are going to come on board. I think like the sugar. So there's 4 grams of sugar in a teaspoon. It's like my favorite thing to tell people.
4.
I
Here we
ruin-
go. We're gonna do some.
I ruin
yeah.
everybody's life with this.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I know.
So when you look at the label
lot.
and it has grams, it's hard to visualize.
Yes.
But if you divide that by 4 and put it into teaspoons,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
it then kind of
People
hits home
has
a little
that.
bit more, right?
That's
yeah.
crazy.
No.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So this
crazy.
workshop, again, the time is
Yeah.
from what time?
So we do 6:30. We start at 6:30 in the evening.
6:30 p.m. on
Yeah.
what night?
Monday night.
Monday
So on a
night.
Monday night.
Monday
yeah.
nights.
6:30.
And we also do cooking classes too. So we're just
Perfect.
verifying. Yeah, we have a full teaching kitchen. We just renovated, finished our renovations.
That's quite the business going
So
on.
we have a full
Yeah.
kitchen. So the 23rd of this month, we're going to do comfy pants and comfort food.
Comfy
so-
pants.
Pants and comfort.
So we're doing
food.
some yoga while
Okay.
our soup simmers. So we're going to do some like comfort
lovely?
food. So we're going to do
that's-
soups and stews, talk
that
about how to
sounds
make
Oh,
them.
I love that.
Yeah, so we have a whole series we'll be launching soon, a European cooking series. I'm meeting after this actually with a chef that we're going to.
That's lovely.
Yeah, we're going to be doing that, and Chef Pat will be coming in to do some stuff.
Heavens,
so-
you're really established here.
You got a lot going
love
on.
it.
So now, before we go, the show's almost over. Just like that, we can find you on Facebook.
Yes, just
Okay.
Simply for Life Miramichi. We put all the events that are happening and
Good.
workshops
Okay.
and stuff. Everything's on there.
Everything is
Yeah.
there. Do you do Instagram as well
Yes.
or Twitter? Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
Same
for those,
thing,
the
Simply
younger
for
ones
Life.
are all about the Instagram. I'm
Yes.
just saying.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
We do
That's
both.
why I don't
Yes.
have it.
No, exactly. To
No,
stay
we
in the
do,
loop.
yeah, absolutely. No, we do both. We post
Okay.
new products that come in and anything that's going on.
Very wonderful planning.
Yes. Well, thank
Simply
you
for
so much, Samantha, for joining us today and filling us
welcome.
all in. And maybe we'll check out one of her cooking shows.
I'm inspired now.
Yeah, we'll have her
Inspired.
on.
Comfy
Definitely.
pants and my soup.
Yeah, that's all
Yeah,
we
thanks
need,
for
right?
being our guest.
Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me.
Yeah, and thank you to our viewers for watching. Have a great day from
Happy
all of us here.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, from Have a Chat. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.